folks, something different for me today. I actually bought something new, not second hand, not farmer bits, because I couldn't find one that was. So, trip to Peter Spares yesterday, which isn't really a trip because it's round the corner from me. Bought this Ratio yard crane. This is to go with my goods yard set. So I bought that new, and I also splashed out and bought that as well, which is Prizer accessories kit, which is just mostly beer barrels and bottles. Doesn't mean I'm a drinker. Do like the drink, but I'm not an alcoholic. But anyway, I bought this. I quite like this as a slightly different. I was going to go with packing crates and things, but decided no, I wanted something a little bit different. So anyway, we'll get that out of the box later, but for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle this. I'll keep putting the camera on now and again from time to time, and just show you how we're progressing. But I think the last time I did something that looked like this, I was probably about 7, so it's quite a long time ago, to say the least. It's a long time since I've done any kind of plastic model kit. So I'll have a get going, and then I'll stick the camera back on a bit, see how we're getting on. Bye for now. Hi folks. Okay, so we've got a little bit of it done. I just thought I'd put a halfway shot on. Not sure if that's coming out very well. It's hard to tell when you went off this. What I found so far, the clearances aren't very good along this centre pole here. You've got to drill out the bottom. You've got to drill the stand out to get it in to start with. I had to ream out that hole there and that hole up there, which is why that's come apart again. Because this centre rod that it twists on was just too tight. Anyway, we've got it on now. I also found the same problem here as well. You'll see in the middle there, that axle that runs between the two cogs. If you want this to be remotely operational, pardon me. If you want this to be remotely operational and you want it to turn, you've got to drill out that hole in that side of the frame and that hole in that side of the frame, because that spindle that went through the middle was just too tight. If I tried to do that, I'd probably snap the cog off completely. So little tips. It is a nice kit, don't get me wrong, but drill out the bottom, got to drill that out, drill the top out, drill these out. I mean, these holes here, there and there are already there, they're just not big enough. And likewise the same, as I say, for that, they're not big enough neither. Got to drill them out as well to make that revolve. But anyway, that's where I'm at so far. I'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, so anyway, we've finished making the model. I had better eyesight when I was younger, and I had much smaller fingers, so I found it much easier. Anyway, I've put it together. I kind of give up partway through any idea of it being a usable model. I couldn't find a way to keep this chain on that ring if you tried pulling it, because it just slipped around, which meant that none of the cogs connected to wind this chain up and down. So in the finish, I settled for it being a static model. Now all in all, it's not bad looking. The only thing I didn't like was on here, they gave you a piece of white string with a tiny hook on there, and it just didn't cut it for me. So luckily I had some black chain left. This chain was supplied for here, but I had some black chain from a previous job I did, so I've glued it onto there and onto the back. And as most of you with eagle eyes will spot, that, if you can see it, is a clasp off a necklace. But take the middle bit of it, kind of looks like a hook, or I think it does anyway. So what was it like as a model to put together? It was okay, but it helped if they'd done a few things for you. I don't mind drilling the hole in there, but as I said, I had to drill that out larger and that out larger, where all these spindles went through for all of the cogs. I had to drill all them out larger. I had to drill out either side of this jib for that wheel because it just would not go in. Same there and the same there. Everywhere that had something passing through it to hold it, to pivot on or anything else had to be reamed out before it would fit. It just wouldn't go. Now I was thinking about painting this before I put it together. I am so glad I didn't, because it had made the job even harder. So Ratio crane, nice little kit when it's there, but if you think about painting it beforehand, test fit it, because none of my stuff worked. If you paint it, you'll never get it together. It's a little flimsy in places, so you know, making it into a usable crane, yeah, I think it's more just for looks, to be honest with you. And I didn't want it as a usable crane. It was meant to just stand on my goods yard platform, just a bit of scenery. So it's there, it's done. Once all the glue's dried up and what have you, I'm going to file a few bits and pieces down here and there. I'm not sure whether I want to paint it or not, to be honest with you. I'm kind of inclined to just lash it with a coat of matte varnish and just put some weathering powders on it and things like that in general. Just, I don't know, I just don't see a point to painting it, if I'm bluntly honest. It's in a nice dark grey, you know, virgin on, well no, it is dark grey, so I'm going to say virgin on black, but it's not. As you can see, I glued that chain on because I was sick of it falling off. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I can't remember what it cost me. I think it was a tenner, something daft like that. But it's done what I wanted it to do. You know, it's given the impression I want it to. It does pivot on. Oh, you can't see because it's got a big ham shank arm in the way. It will still pivot, so to some degree I can do, you know, what I need to. So yeah, there you go. The only problem with the chain and the hook is it's now top heavy, which won't be a problem once it's on the layout. So if I just pivot you a little bit, these here, made with my lolly sticks yet again. I've just been painting some bits of wood in brown. I had a fair bit of paint left, and I decided what I'd quickly do is just knock a few of these together. I'm then going to cut them in half and make up a couple of little piles of wooden timbers out of them. Not sure quite how I'm going to band them in the days where I was. I'm not sure whether they had ratchet straps or not, to be honest with you. But I'll figure something out anyway. But it's all going towards where I'm hoping to be at the end of the day, which is to have the goods yard finished, and then I can get that stuck on the end of this video. Anyway, there you go folks. Ratio crane, 10 quid, not bad, but fiddly. Looks alright when it's done, but fiddly. And the piece of string they put on there, it's just awful. You know, if they're going to supply with the chain for that, give me the chain for that as well. It makes sense. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Bye.